jump to the other motion for the sake of time?
No, I do not agree.
All right.
Any solution if you keep on jumping?
Okay. Go on, brother.
I also believe whatever I'm going to say here
It's vital.
will bring peace to the house.
Indeed.
Let's understand this in simple language. The guy there said it. A liability is anything that takes money out from you, right? When you buy a car, it's a liability. It never brought anything to you. It never gave you anything. That thing is a liability on its own because it took from you. You haven't benefited from that. But the minute you start to say, I want to use this car for this to make money, it's starting to be a liability, whether in the future or whenever. But what if, let's say I buy it and decide to, I pay installments, let's say, and decide to rent it. Maybe I'm giving it to make money after 5 years. Like, for the first 4 years, before that the year 5, it's a liability because it takes from me. It's not giving anything to me. It's a liability. So let us.
Okay. This is your point, my speaker. This is your point.
Okay. Let's go back to the house. If you build a house, it's not bringing anything to you, even when you buy it, and with the loan as well. You can take out a loan.
Your time is up, my speaker. So your time is up. Chico, what are you raising on? I'll tell what are you raising on. Let's respect time, my brother.
Okay.
Try to be short.
Thank you, Che. Like, there's people who has said the house and the car, they can be either asset or liability. That's true, because that's probability. Remember, it will start with you. Which reason you want this car for, or which reason you want this building for. If ever Mr. Shagoning Lodge has just built this place and then leave it, it can be an asset, no ways. But after he has decided, like, I want to make this money from this building, then that's when it becomes the asset. Still the very same thing towards the car. You can buy the car, by the time you buy the car, it becomes the liability. But as soon as you plan or you think of making money out of it, it becomes an asset. Okay, thank you.
Time is up, Sipo. What are you writing on, Sipo?
Yeah, on the issue of assets and liabilities. So one thing about these things, I so very much encourage that people may acquire knowledge. You see, it's getting very much interesting now because of learning one from there, one from this. You understand? So I also wish that people can acquire knowledge because in terms of people buying houses, it's either cash or renting or whatever. There is this that is called overcapitalization, where you can use your own money to buy a house and then find it very difficult to get the return from the same house. You understand? So there is much that we need to learn in terms of these things, like finance or is, like give a sense. So guys, we need knowledge. Yes, thank you.
Your point? You're still welcome to that. When I say wrap up, which means you're concluding.
Yes, I know. I think
all right. Thank you so much. There are two POIs coming from this side. Yeah, the two POIs come from that side. Please attend them. Guys, let's move on to the next. Yeah, please, can you guys be short so that we can move to the next one?
I want to ask this guy, I don't know his name. If a house occupies a liability and it takes out money from you, why do you want to get it? What do you want to have it?
Yeah, let's take the other POI from the other side. Oh, okay.
You have a POI for this.
Yes. There's a mic that side. Yeah, please raise a POI. What are you raising on?
I'm going back to.
You're going to back. Oh, please go through so that we can wrap up. The same.
I need to hear from them first, so I can.
Okay, my lady, that side. You said, why do you buy a house if it's a liability? That's your sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We buy houses for basic needs like shelter.
Exactly.
If you need a house, if you need shelter, you will buy a house.
So you buy liabilities.
Yes. Remember, our liabilities with time they become assets.
With time.
Yes.
No, depending on how
you see,
you need to.
Okay.
Liability sometimes can become assets.
Exactly.
And also the something that we control it.
Yes, but
Okay, so you say that
You
you
do-
still own it. Or what? You still own the house or it's yours?
if you buy a house,
It's yours.
it depends how you buy it. You buy it cash or you buy it via rental.
Okay.
You can't buy
Yeah.
it from a rental.
I mean on a
Rent to buy.
so
Rent to buy. You can rent to buy the house, then it becomes your asset.
Installment.
installments, yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's
Yeah.
just in English.
Okay. Go on, my brother. Order in the house.
And that's your house. You're in control.
No. Once if you buy it in installment, it's still controlled by the banks. You are paying a
Why are you
mortgage.
staying in it?
Because you are buying it in. Why are you driving a car? That is
Now-
That belongs to the bank.
it's paid on installment. It's owned by the garage.
You drive the car.
Yes.
You haven't finished to pay.
Yes.
The car can take you from point A to point B.
True.
That's your outside.
No.
But your-
In the usage, I mean, in that usage, yes, you can.
You have control. You can use it from point A to point B.
But what does it make anything for you?
Yeah.
In terms of finances, let's not be general. Let's talk finances. Does it bring a financial?
Point A to point B. And you can't help using your car. It's an asset.
No, it's not.
It
It becomes an asset when you finished paying it and you are using it to make money.
For the sake of making sure that there is order, we have another motion. We are drilling much on this one. We also have to move to the second one. Allow me so that we can touch the other one, or should we draw on this one?
I think before we move to the second one, sorry.
I think we need to address how can we build the economy, because I think we have dwelled much into this one. I think we need to.
Right, that's correct. No, that's indeed. Yeah.
Maybe just to chip in and find out what we have learned about this whole thing that we are busy doing. We have learned that we acquire knowledge differently. And the different way of acquiring knowledge also comes into play in some of the things we learn them at school, but in real life they don't exist. What we are talking here, we are talking alternative education. It's not the education that we acquired at school. It's the education that we acquire on the field. And they will realize that when they come into the field. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Let's move to the second table. What did you learn from the motions that we just digested before we take the one for the economy? In a short.
Okay, thank you, Chef. I think what I've just learned here is it's exactly what Seth has just said. Okay, there are things that you learn except going to school or without going to school or into the class, but then you just acquire them. You just learn them. Some of them or some of us, we just self-made. We haven't learned anything from anyone, but then we're just doing all these things because we just inherited from our parents or from our sisters, if not brothers.
Yeah.
I think.
Thank you. Let's move it to the other person on the other table. What have they learned also? Yeah, you can move to the other one if they're not comfortable. You can move to the other table if one is not comfortable to speak. What have you guys learned from the motion that we have inhaled? Yeah, go on. Be brief.
Okay. I would say in this discussion, I could say I haven't learned much. Because if you check, we spend most of our time arguing instead of dwelling on the emotion, on the motion that we were given, you see. So it means that most of our time, we spoke a lot of points, but they were derailed by this thing of arguing.
Remember, Jim, what have you learned from the motions that we've taken? That's what we want to say. What have you learned?
I haven't learned anything.
Okay, thank you for that. Let's pass it to the other one. You're being honest, buddy. Okay, from this table, let's be brief also.
I think for me, I've learned that financial literacy is still quite an issue. So, because what you believe is right, might not really be the right definition. So I think that's where we need to find each other on that one. Because we would now have to start defining these things on their basic terms instead of like the ideas or
right. Yeah. Thank you so much. Your time is up. The second speaker.
I realized that we went from the motion that we raised in the first place. I never got to hear about how we can build our own economy.
Yeah, we're getting there. This is what we're going to digest after this.
Okay, so we all know that financial literacy means the foundation of the relationship you have with your money, right? So, and we do know that a lot of people, yes, our whole community, not everyone, but most of us, we do not even know what financial literacy is in the first place. So if you don't know what it means, why would you come forth and be like, no, I know my money, I know how to spend my money. Besides spending it, you have to make it, like you all say. You have to have skill to the skills you need about this financial literacy on the internet. You go to YouTube, podcasts are available, books are available.
Please wrap up your point.
Yes. Yeah, I'm basically giving what can help improve with these are solutions basically. So you need to have your strategies on how to improve on those skills too. Planning. You have to, yes, but you make the money you plan for. You just can't decide, I'm waking up, what we doing. We do plan, oh, I'm going on a trip, doing this and this and this, when you don't even have the money. Or you know money is coming in, but that money shouldn't come in and go. You don't work, so you use it.
Yeah. Okay, your time is up, lady. Your time is up. Let's give him a round of applause. All right, thank you so much. Now, let's take this motion while we're busy eating. We are allowed to eat while we were proceeding. How can we rebuild our economy as youth? Specifically, I'll start there, my brother. How can we rebuild the economy? Because most are saying they want to spend but don't want to make money. How are you going to rebuild the economy? My brother, what are you rising on?
Thank you. My name is Pirelone. Firstly, I would say building our local economy, we need to change the mindset or the behavior of thinking that if you buy from black-owned shops, you're making those people rich. Because how we behave around the establishment that owns by black people is not the same as how we behave on the establishment that owns by white people. So now, the behavior, if we can change the behavior of thinking that if you buy from black-owned establishment, you make them rich, I think it's some of the things that will contribute a lot for building a local economy. And then, while I'm still on the floor, just chip in as a giving the solution, just to avoid the prolong the staining. I could say we could establish the platforms, same as the platform like this podcast, which we can each one maybe teach one about
how to support other businesses.
How to support exactly, yeah, how to support exactly. Yeah. Thank you, my brother.
All right, thank you so much. POI coming from Elton. Elton, what are you rising on, my brother?
Okay, I will support the Prince statement, okay. The fact is, we need to support one another.
A point of correction, I think it's so B.
Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry for that, Mr. Solby. Okay, like I was saying, I would like to support this statement whereby we need to support each and everyone amongst our community, more especially our own black business owners. We don't have to dwell too much towards the foreigners and what we call the spider and you get like it's an option from one whereby you decide whether you support your brother or you don't support him. Okay, because like you supporting me as a business owner, you'll be building your own economy. You're supporting someone coming from the foreign countries. It's you deciding like, okay, let me just kill this business from local. That's I think it's about making the choice and the right choice to be made. I thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Remember this motion, we're looking on how to rebuild. Let's not look at some of the problems. Let's look at solutions. How are we going to rebuild it?
Okay, I think at this point, we can rebuild our economy by being very creative and moving with the times. and also making sure that whatever ideas we bring through are very creative to actually attract other people, because you cannot choose or decide for someone. That your service or whatever you do, your creativity is the one that should change or attract the mindset of others. We can't say stop buying from these people. When now, as a person, be creative to a point that whatever you're doing is going to attract the next person.
Indeed on that, because looking on what the first speaker said, the first speaker was trying to shift the mentality. He was not actually saying we should buy from a certain race. He was just saying that we should support most of our black businesses so that they can also grow. I think what you were mentioning that time was that let's support most of the black-owned businesses so that they can rebuild. That's what
I'm trying to say is, yes, we can support them only if they are creative enough. Your content must be proper, your content must be appealing, because I cannot leave a good thing from an Indian man to support you even if your content is not proper. I mean, we should be creative.
There's an interjection coming from Solby. What are you rising on?
Yeah, you know what I've realized is that, yes, the local establishment can be creative, but our mindset as a black people, if we have that mindset of thinking that buying from a local establishment to make that particular person rich, trust me, I can just give a small example. People can leave the event in Wabe. The same event, like we might have, we can have two events that are similar. Here, Mwabe and Genfest. People can leave Mwabe and go to Genfest to support the event that is maybe white owned in Genfest, leaving the event in Mwabe. The event that are similar. So that creativity somewhere, yes, I can entertain it, but it's not the reason creativity. It's the mindset of our black brothers. They think they make you rich.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good point. What if the one that is in Genfest, there's more creativity more than the other one? I think that's okay, good. Same setup. Okay. Okay. Simple, what are you rising on?
I'm rising on the same. Okay. You know, I wish maybe we could maybe have black-owned businesses here, so we can even hear from them. Because now we are speaking from the point, the consumer point of view. You understand? So the thing is, if Solby, you're saying people are leaving from here to Genfest for a certain event. Are you really sure that the main reason they went there is because of they want to make you rich now, or you're lacking something? You understand? Because somewhere when we speak of innovation, it's whereby you must, like now we are consumers, but as business owners, we have got your own competition, or which is either you up your game or you blame us. But the business it has a challenge already. Okay. So those are the things that you must deal with.
Please wrap up your point. All right, there's a POI. There's a POI coming this side and that side. Let's start that side first. What are you rising on, Mr. Lelewan? What are you rising on?
Speaker, I think my problem was on the motion itself. We talked about, you are saying we are rebuilding. So I'm wondering, did we ever have economy before? If we are rebuilding.
How can we build our economy?
Oh yeah, now you are saying it.
Oh yes.
Now you are saying it correct. We are building. Sure. So the points I want from people is that how can they teach me, or how do they think I can know how to build that economy in the first place? Those points, I want them to be around teaching others how to build the economy in the first place. So yeah, that is where I wanted the motion to dwell on.
Okay, thank you so much. There's a PO has come from this side, from JB. JB, what are you rising on?
Hello, this is Jabulani speaking here. I just want to add to what my brother was saying there in terms of mindset. What we mostly neglecting here is the mindset, the psychological factors that make us do all these things. Because we have to go deeper if we want to solve all these problems that we're talking about here. We have to know why are we doing the things that we are doing? Why are people buying from Batuama, Pakistan and all that? So if you solve those problems, I think then we'll find the solutions that will finding the psychological factors that will read those things.
Okay, it's noted. I think before we move there, there's another POI come from that side. There's another one? Okay, good. Let's go that side. That side, what are you raising on, my brother? I think that's a very vital point. We look at some of those psychological factors. What are you raising on, my brother?
I'm also raising on the very same point that he has mentioned. They say we need psychological factors that make us do all those things that we are doing in order to build our own economy. Remember, guys, we are taught things. Actually, from school, we are taught to think and to do everything. We are being taught. We don't have system that is our own. We are learning things from other people, and those people are the people who own the economy, meaning they are white people, because the education system is the one. I mean, they are the ones who came with the education system, which we are currently having now, and we are learning things from them economically. Like you, that's why we black people, most of us black people, we are consumers in this whole economy. We don't have our whole economy. So to build our own economy, we must first identify those and then build our own. They build systems, which we need to have our own systems. Like we are complaining about buying from Pakistan and the stuff. What system are they using to
as the black people, we also need to start our own organizations. When I come in, we need to start our own organizations